Welcome to the channel, folks. Clunkers and Classics, where we are continuing on the build of this 1978 El Camino Super Sport. Last few videos we put another engine in it, took the old slug motor out, put in a hopped up motor, headers, and then last video we I keep saying we, but I did a do-it-yourself X-pipe dual exhaust kit. Got from eBay, and got that all on there. So she sounds great. Start it up for you. It's a little cold. So it's coming along pretty good so far. Now this episode, we're going to take out all the interior. Seats, console. I took this piece off here. I got a new shifter. This shifter's busted. I got a new shifter. It's a universal one, but I'm not really going to put it on until everything else is done. So it looks like we'll have to take out the carpet. So we have to take out this console here, this piece, and the two seats, and probably the plastic kick panels, the sill deals here, and we got to take out, yeah, I'm going to take out the seat belts. Yeah, so I don't know why they got the ashtrays back here. Yeah, then there's a bunch of carpet type stuff back here. We're going to strip all this down the metal because we're going to replace the floor, the bottom floor pans here. Somebody mentioned the build sheet's supposed to be underneath the driver's seat, but yeah, this car is pretty much all original, hasn't really been touched. So if there is one, of course it was full of mouse shit, so it could have got chewed up. But if there was one put in by the factory, it should be in here. If it ain't in the seat, could be in the door panels, could be underneath the gas tank. Who knows? But eventually, we'll find it if there is one. And just give more verification that it's a real SS. So yeah, all this stuff, this is a little factory plastic thing put in with Phillips screws here. We'll take that off and save it. There was a cover here. I got it back here. This cover here. And I took out some of the jack base. And you can see the factory jack right here. And then the spare, I guess, goes underneath there. And that little seat belt, it clips in and holds the full-size tire in there. We'll go over, yeah, so I got to take that out too. But anyway, first off is to take these seats out. It's still got the little plastic covers over the bolts, so should only be 1/2 inch. Should come out pretty easy, but we don't know for sure. I'll make sure the seats go forwards and backwards. Of course, once we get them out, we'll lube up all the tracks and everything like that. Then eventually we're going to tear apart these seats and put on new seat material. So But that hasn't come in yet. It's probably going to be another 2 weeks before that stuff comes in. So, but yeah, I know we got to take off all this plastic, and that'll be another video down the road, and I'll get a couple of cans of vinyl, camel vinyl paint, and of course we'll paint all this trim here, all this plastic trim here. That'll be coming down the road. Right now, concentrating on getting this whole interior out and replacing these rear floors and seeing what we can do. There's just little rust holes in the front. I'm thinking about just cleaning it up, pour 15 it, and lay down some fiberglass in the front. So, got the SS steering wheel on there. It's rolling along. I did drive it around the property a couple of times. Spins both tires. I did it about 4 times. So I guess it's a posi or limited slip or whatever they call it. We'll find that out later. I always change the rear end fluid in these old vehicles because most of them probably very low on fluid, plus original 40-50 year old fluid. So best to change it. We'll get to that. Don't know if we'll do that in this video, but I got the rear end fluid, I got rear air shocks and new front shocks, so we got all that probably coming up. But this video will probably just be on the floors, just like the last video was mostly on the exhaust, but I threw in the steering wheel. Okay, well, and I'm just making a list of all the stuff. See if they got new insulation for the hood. The tailgate finally opened. When I was actually driving around, it popped open. And, well, I can't do it with one hand. Both these tailgate straps are, I don't even know if that's one of them or not. Anyway, they're both broke. I'm going to get two new ones of them. I still haven't had no luck rounding up a tailgate and bumper yet. Haven't really looked that hard, just put an ad out on Marketplace, but no response. That's coming up too. I'll have to, I could fix this, but I may have to if I can't find one. I'm not paying $600 for a new one off eBay, that's for sure. I'd rather fix it. Okay, so let me start unbolting these seats, and I'll be back. Okay guys, got the front seat out. Only thing underneath there was 47 cents. Took the sill off. Took the back covers, only 4 screws. 4 screws plus the ashtray. Screws into there. No build sheet there. No build sheet under there either. So either the other seat, door panels, or the gas tank. We'll check them all out. Okay, yeah, the tracks moved. They just need to be lubed up. We'll probably put some pour 15 on there when I open a new can for something else. Put a little coating on there. But yeah, even this is good. These are usually broke. They're usually jammed up. Bolts came out, they're a little tight. Has 4 on the back, 2 up top. They came off without snapping. Okay, let me take the rest of this stuff off and I'll be back. Alright guys, I got the passenger seat out, and right in here was the build sheet. I haven't looked at it. Let's look at it together. It's in pieces. It's in pieces. Fuel system, seat belts, harness, speedo cable, master cylinder. Ah, shit. Could be right up in here. 305, 3-speed, tilt power, 205, 75. Shit. I bet it's right above there. Hang on, I'm just trying to unfold this. Booster, brake, radio, dual something. Is that CB? Damn. I'll try to. Ah, there it is. Z15 SS package. Yeehaw! She's a real one. Special wheel group SS package, gold stripe, EM6, white upper, white lower, El Camino class. Okay, let me just kind of unfold this. Hang on. And we knew that from the number that it was built in Arlington, Texas. .283 truck. Signed for by United Transport. Well, there it is. I'm gonna have to, I don't have any lamination type machine, but yeah, we gotta save that. So yes, SS package Z15. That's it. She's a real one. That just increased the value dramatically since I can now prove it. Yeah, there it is there too, Z15. So it's there. Is there anywhere else? Okay. Well, I'm going to definitely save them and try to laminate it or something. But anyway, yeah, passenger seat bottom. Glad it wasn't under the gas tank. I didn't really feel like pulling that. But yeah, the rats or whatever got to it. But that's all I could find under there. Of course, there's tons of other paper under here, but it's not for the car. It's just, I did find a receipt. Oh, I don't know where I did with it. It was for the battery. $46 for a, you know what I did with that damn thing. I don't know, it was a top name battery anyway. I may have stuck it up here. No, that was the steering wheel thing. Anyway, not that big of a deal, but it's $46 for a brand new battery in 1995. Okay, these screws here won't come out. I don't think I tried that one. Middle one came out, that one's not, that one's not. I'm gonna have to get a little, like a putty knife type thing, because I don't want to ruin this. And see if I can get these screws out. This thing here is busted. See, that goes in there to hold the spare. But little deal to hold it. Found another quarter. I found about a $1.50's worth of change. And I spoke too soon. One of the studs broke right there. This one here's a little bent. I had to, those were tough to get off. But anyway, these seat belts here don't have to come off. There's no way of getting them off because it's got a split in it. But I mean, there's no way from the outside. There's probably a bolt right in here. And this one here, I'll have to take those two bolts off. So let me get them off and we'll pull the whole carpet. And yeah, there's padding. It's just nasty under there. See? Just sitting leaking water in here for a couple of decades. This car, we're definitely going to get insulation under here for because the exhaust is so close. Anyway, I'll be back. Hey guys, here's the carpet. Yeah, you can see some of the original color there, but you know, some people are saying, oh, you could just clean that up, wash it. Well, problem is it'd be all faded. It's crusty. It just starts ripping. It had that rip in it right there. But even if it wasn't ripped, it's all old, crusty. You'd have to dye it. You know, so this is the back piece here. That was in, you know, where the spare tire cubby hole thing is. I don't know if you can get a new one of them. Did I put the old? Oh, this is the plastic. I had to take a little putty knife and get them, so I just put some screws back in there, clean that up. That's kind of a plasticky part. Okay, they had an extra padding here. That's where the catalytic converter went. This is probably the worst spot. Up here. I mean, the worst spot that we knew these two back ones were bad. We'll get the new ones, see if they fit in there. They look kind of small. Okay, back here, I think we're gonna just clean that up, pour 15 it, fiberglass it. There's just some pinhole type things in there. But yeah, these are the two new ones we got. We'll see how much it is. Driver's side, I think, is pretty good. And yeah, this mount here's a little, I don't know. See, they put the mounts. Well, this is one mount here. Then the cross brace is over top. See, most cars are underneath. So yeah, they put these two just to the floor pan, I guess, because they're for buckets. If you didn't have buckets, you would just use the outside ones. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna vacuum all this up, clean it up, get the new ones, rear pans, and see what they look like, see if they fit. Oh, and if a while back, a few comments about, oh, SS is just a appearance package, just decals. Well, it's more than that. I already explained what you can look it up, what it all comes with: two-tone paint, the wheels, stripes, stuff like that, the front spoiler, the sport mirrors, and probably some other stuff. But the main point is that the value wise of the car is worth considerably more than a base model. Okay, if a base model fixed up is worth 10, this would be worth 15. Could be anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 more in value because it's a real SS. So that's why me and other people get excited when they find a real SS with documentation. It's just the guys with the base model V6, oh, it's just an appearance package, just an appearance package. Yeah, well, I'll have $5 more in my pocket than you will when I go to sell it. So there's for your appearance package. Okay, so yeah, let me clean this all up. I'm just gonna vacuum it up, I guess. I got a bucket for metal. I'll put all this stuff in the metal and clean it up, see, and get the new new pans and see where we're at. See, this is all caved. Both of them were caved up. This is all caved upwards. Caved in from the bottom and up through here. So this needs to be all, well, it's going to be cut out anyway. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay guys, I got it half-assed cleaned out with a wire brush and a scraper. Driver side's good. This is good back here. Might have a couple little pinholes. Of course, we're replacing that. But this up here, got some holes over there, but I may just fiberglass them. That's going to be a little bit too hard to weld. I could do it from the bottom. But this passenger side, I don't know. It's got quite a bit. I'm going to see what I can get a passenger side front for. Okay, so this is what I got for $100. I don't know what it's... We can tell by this big round area here. That's supposed to be a little round area. See? Got a big round area here. Little round. But this one would go over here. Something like that, but it doesn't even look like it's going to fit. See, it doesn't even look like it's wide enough. I guess I'm going to have to bend it and stuff to make it fit. And this looks like it would have to come up like that. The back wouldn't fit. Back. I don't know, guys. There was a comment on there, a review or whatever, that said they don't fit very good, but I cut what I needed, so I made it work. And I figured, well, that's what I'll do anyway. But yeah, the biggest problem is it's not wide enough. See? You have to bend it. Yeah, that isn't even remotely close. I don't know. It said rear pins, 78 to 87 El Camino. So yeah, it's not big enough at all. If I extended this out, I'd still have all this, but I could cut this up here, put in patches. I guess that's what I'm gonna have to do. I don't know, guys. I'm about ready to quit for the day. But yeah. Anyway, we'll figure it out. It's gonna be a lot of cutting and screwing around, but it's got to be done. Okay, well, I'll be back tomorrow, I think. We'll, Nikki, you ready to go for a walk? Ready to go for a little walk? I don't think I've shown Nikki last few videos. How you doing, Nikki? Nikki? You ready to go for a walk? You ready to go for a walk? We'll go for a walk here in a little bit, okay? We'll go for a walk in a little bit. She usually gets more excited when she hears the air blower turn on, which is me blowing all the dust off me, and then closing the garage doors, and then, oh, she just goes nuts, running around in a circle, all excited. But anyway, guys, we'll be back tomorrow and figure out what I want to do with them. I guess I'm going to have to make them fit somehow or another. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, guys. I want to thank Lou Vato. Sent me a little box of goodies here. Some masks, gloves, a couple of tools, and he sent me an old GoPro 4 that said it works, but there's no cords, no holder, anything like that. So I was looking on eBay, and I think I can get all that stuff. There's a whole bunch of them old GoPros that either don't work or accessories. I'm gonna see if I can round up at least a cord for it. If the batteries are shot, run extension cord. And of course, I'll give another thanks to the two guys that sent me the tripod. This is one of them here, and the other one's over here. I've only used it a couple of times, but what I'll start doing, if I can get a couple old cameras, if you get any of you guys, and it's so small, it's only like 2 inches by 2 inches. If any of you guys got an old camera that you don't use, or something's messed up with it, I mean, as long as it works, you know, if there's no audio or nothing like that, that's okay. What I'll do is I'll set them up on tripods when I'm working on something, like say these floors, and I'll just set them up and have them going at the fast motion type thing, and run extension cords. Just have it like this or something, one on each side. And plus, for driving test drives and stuff, I'd like to get something I could stick on a car with an old camera, that, because the camera that I've got, it's an Osmo Action. It was pretty cheap when I bought it a few years ago. It's worked great, have no problems with it, other than, you know, it doesn't have an external mic and doesn't have some fancy stuff, but it works pretty good. But I don't want to use it to like mount to a car in case it falls off. But if I get a cheap camera that falls off, I wouldn't care. You know, if I only got a few bucks tied up into it, or if somebody donates one, so I can, you know, put them on the front of the car, or the back of the car, something like that. You know, it would have been great for the Nomad. I have some good ideas still for a video on this Nomad, but I kind of need some action shots of it, you know, driving, or you know what I mean. Them other big guys that have a dozen cameras, I can't afford any of that. So yeah, in the near future we'll get something like that set up, so we'll get some different angles and fast motion and stuff like that. But just for one guy, you know, it'd be great if I had somebody here that could, you know, carry a camera around and film me working, but I don't. Yeah, so it's kind of hard for one person to do all that. So yeah, we'll get that going here pretty soon, guys, and we'll see what happens. If I can just get a couple of cheap cameras and set them up. I didn't realize them GoPro old ones, I know GoPro are junk. They overheat, they so many problems with them, so many. I wouldn't buy a new one to save my life. But if I got, you know, a couple of them set up and one of them craps out, so what? You know, it's not necessary footage. I'll use the main footage on this camera. But, you know, if they work for a little while, then overheat, well, we'll get a little bit of footage. Same with if they're setting up on a car. You know what I mean? So we'll try to get that set up, guys. It's just that, you know, a lot of these big YouTubers there, they spend hours and hours. And it's not only that, you got all that footage now, and then you got to edit it. Hours and hours and hours of editing, you know, taking out the slow parts and boring parts, and man, that's a lot of time. And I don't make enough money on YouTube to devote that much time into making videos. You know, like I said, I do this regardless if I was filming it for YouTube or not. I'd be doing this. But I figured, you know, a couple years ago when I started, I figured, well, I'll just film the restorations, and then I got a record of it, and if I make a few bucks, I make a few bucks. If you guys want to watch it, great. So that's why I'm really not into doing whole elaborate big YouTuber stuff, guys. So anyway, yeah, thanks for sending me that. Got it, my PO box is in the description of every video. If you want to send anything, that'd be great. Okay, let's get back to the floors here. These things do not fit worth a damn, and I checked the auction or the eBay listing again, and they're all like that from this seller and other sellers. But you can tell they're just, you know, that much short on each end, and then they're not very long, so you get it there, you're still missing a couple inches here. But they're all cut where you could bend them if I had a good bender. So what I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to get my steel trailer over here. I can't do it now because it's almost dark. Well, it'll be dark in an hour or two. And I got to take Nikki for a walk, so I can't have my trailer blocking this. And I get my steel trailer over here and use it as a workbench. And I'm going to flatten out that metal. Well, I'll make a template first out of some paper, masking paper, and get the right dimensions. Get the right dimensions here, and then flatten this out. Because you're gonna have to flatten probably from here down, and then we'll use a marker and cut what I don't need off, especially this back piece. Because when you do these, you only want to cut out as much as you need to replace. You know, you don't want to cut way up here and cut way up here and all that. You just want to kind of cut, say, we're going to cut probably down here, right around this edge here. See? And then this goes, yeah, see, this goes into double, I think. Well, maybe not. Sometimes it'll go into double thickness up in here, and you don't really want to cut all that. We'll probably just cut right along this lip here. That's what I'll be doing tomorrow. Okay, and we can flatten this out. We got to add another couple inches here to get this area. We can do that because we're going to be cutting. We're going to be cutting most of this off, so we can add cut out a piece right there for here. And anyway, we'll do that tomorrow. In the meantime, for the next hour or so, I'm just scuffing down this with 80 grit. We're just scuffing down all the loose stuff. Like that. I'm going to vacuum it up, and we're going to pour 15 all this area. And both these back areas, but this one for now. We'll get this back area here. We're going to reach in there and get that. Then we'll do the other ones. Oh, so I got the front floor pins are 75 bucks each, $74.95 delivered. And then a pair was maybe 120 for a pair. But I don't need this side. There's not even any pinholes in here. So I just ordered this side here for 75 bucks because there's way too many holes in it. We don't know how long it is and all that stuff. But anyway, that should be here in a few days. May not get to it in this video, but we're definitely going to do this whole back area. Okay, so that's what's going on, guys. I don't know any other updates. I guess that's it. Okay, so we'll see you back here tomorrow, and we'll flatten this out, rebend it, cut out all the old metal welded in, and I don't know, I might get a couple of cans of bed liner or something. Oh, I ordered the carpet. Usually that ACC carpet comes padded, but now they had some. It doesn't even look like padding. It's a padding material, but it's not like the old stuff. It's not like this old. You know, the last couple I got, I think, were for the Nomad, and I get them for mostly all cars. It didn't look like this. It looked like more like rubber matting, but it was like $60, $70 more for the padding, and then without the padding, it was like 160 shipped. Somewhere around, yeah. I think it was 139 or something. It came out to about 160 shipped. So yeah, we got that coming. I got it from Rock Auto. Seems to be the cheapest for these ACC carpets. It doesn't look like it's got the holes, so we'll have to cut out the holes for the shifter console. And I got the only brown, tan, camel, whatever you call it, color. That's alright. It doesn't have to perfectly match anything. And we're going to put insulation anyway. I still got a bunch of, somebody sent me a while back a roll of it, and I still got some. If you remember, I padded all around the kennel there for Nikki, but she knows the boundaries now, so I took it all out. It started blowing off anyway. Some of these were just little dash protectors. See, there's still some over there. Yeah, a lot of them were like sun things. You put sunscreens, you put on your dash and windshield. But I just got a roll of it. I may have to buy some more. Oh, right here. I got this roll here. So that'll go on first over the carpet. So anyway, yeah, that's the seats, console, and everything. Okay, I guess that's it for now then. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. Hey guys, I made this. This is the bottom of the floor here. And you can tell how far off it is. There. Even these corners are way off. So anyway, I'm going to hammer it flat, these flat, remark it, and bend them. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I put these little braces in here. I don't know why, but anyway, I hammered that flat, and we'll trace out where it should be and bend them back up. So I'll be back when I get that done. Okay guys, this is where it was. Made that flat, bent that up. I don't think I'll need this. If I do, it's just going to be an inch or so. I can use my cutting wheel and cut that off right there, and we'll fit it in there, see how it fits. Okay guys, I got some of it trimmed off. That little brace is kind of holding it up a little bit, but yeah, I think this is the way we're going to do it. Just weld it in here. So I'm going to take a marker. I'm going to leave a little bit of the old metal. I'm not going to butt it up, try to get it perfect. So we're going to cut it about an inch below this. Leave that in there, right underneath there. So let me get that cut out, and I'll be back. Okay guys, there's the old piece. Throw that in the shit pile. And we'll trim this up a little bit better. And yeah, you gotta watch out for emergency brake cables, stuff like that. gonna go in something like that. So I'm gonna grind all this, all the old metal, so I get something to weld to, and then we'll be using up these little pieces of metal here for little patch panels over the other rust things. So let me get started with that, and I'll be back. Okay, guys, took a grinder and a wire wheel and got it the best I could. It ain't gonna be the prettiest thing, but anyway, it's gonna be something like that. I'm gonna tack it all in, and then we'll have to get some little pieces of metal for here, and probably a little piece here too. Probably just weld over top of that. That's all I can do. I mean, nobody's gonna see it, but I wanted to make it look at least halfway decent from underneath. We'll get under there and do some work later. But anyway, that's it there. So let me tack weld it in there, and we'll go from there. Okay, guys, I got her all welded in. Put a little patch there, and across there. So yeah, it just needs to be cleaned up and seam sealed and undercoated. But we'll do all that after it's done. Yeah, last night I put in, opened up a little can of Pour 15. I was doing this in the dark. Yeah, let me get started on this other side. And we have to patch some stuff back there too. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, guys, right much left of this side, but yeah, it needs it all the way up to here, but it only comes up to about here, so just gonna have to splice it in there. Okay, well, I'll do the same thing as the other side, measure it out, and that side had a lip on it that was pretty good shape, but this lip was just right here. It was too far gone, so we're just going to weld it to the side there. Okay, well, I'll be back. Okay, guys, if you want to know how a Texas car gets rust that bad, this is the deal. Initially, I seen this hole here, and that little hole right there. Well, they had all this goop, all this sealer stuff over here, over this. Now, originally it had that propane switch or whatever underneath the dash. So did they have a propane tank back here? I don't know, unless he just used that propane thing for a choke cable. But whatever he had mounted back here was pretty heavy, because it split all the metal right here. So, but this was wide open. So this thing sat for 20 years. So all the water went into there, which is right there, and just came down and filled up this whole area, came down, filled up this whole area, and obviously got over into there from the other little hole. So that's why, if it wasn't for that, this thing would probably be rust free. So just neglected. I mean, they started putting this sealer crap over some of it, but didn't work. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna scrape some more in case I find some more holes. I'm gonna weld up all these holes here. It probably needs to be all sealed around the window and everything, but for now, since I'm welding, I'm going to go ahead and weld up, let's see, 1, 2, 3 holes plus this crack, 4, 5. I don't know if there's going to be any over there or not. I'm going to go ahead and cut some little pieces of metal and weld them up. So I'll be back. Okay guys, I'm going to go ahead and pour 15 this whole back area, because I want to fiberglass mainly that area right there. See, it's still conformed to the floor and everything, and I don't want to get in there and try to weld in metal. And so anyway, I'm going to pour 15 all that, and then I'm going to fiberglass over top that pour 15 once it dries. So I want to get it done now, and then it'll be dry in the morning. Oh yeah, I'll just give you a before shot. I'll be back. Okay guys, I got these holes welded up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. I think that's all of them. Holes in the cracks. Okay, I pour 15 to all this inside here. I don't have enough resin to fix that right now. I'm gonna have to go get some. I think there's just a few little holes on that side. Like I said, we're just gonna fiberglass that up and then try to smooth it out through the bottom there later on. After we get done with all this, we'll get her up on jack stands and go underneath there and scrape and finish off the floor and pour 15 it and undercoat it and all that stuff, make it look decent. Okay, so got this piece cut out. It ain't gonna fit worth a shit. So same thing, I'll have to make a patch here, make a patch there, and get a section up here, and we'll probably strengthen some of this up here. I think we gotta, forget where the stud, oh, it's this busted stud here. We're gonna have to weld something on there. Okay, so I'm starting on this now. We'll get this ground out all around the edges and get this tacked in there, get some patch pieces. Oh, and I used a little pour 15 around the, you know, the flux core welds there. They splatter and make it look crappy. While I was doing the back there, I just put some right around the edges of the welds. It should stick to it, but normally pour 15 will just stick to rust. It won't stick to like this paint here. It'll just peel off. So whenever you use it, just put it over rust. Don't bother trying to paint over everything with it. Just put it on the rust, and then you can just use some regular paint over top of the pour 15 if you want, or just over areas like this, which we'll probably do. And pour 15 is not UV resistant. It's okay in here where it's going to be covered up with carpet, but if you do it on the outside of a car, you're going to have to put paint, regular paint, over top of it. Keep it from keep it protected. Okay, well, let me get this spot welded in and I'll be back. Okay guys, there it is. That's the pan there. Then when I cut out a piece of that curved metal there, and then I put another piece over top here and a little piece there. And my cutting wheel grinder is a bearing or something let go in it, so it's shot. So we're not going to have enough time in this video to do everything, do all the front and the fiberglass. So I'm going to end this video on this, what we got done here so far. And next video we'll come back and we'll fiberglass those rust spots there. This panel here should be in, and we'll cut that panel out, put the new one in. We'll coat this, get it all ready for carpet, basically. So we got, this is done, that's done, that front one's done, that didn't really need nothing but coating. This one's all coated. This one won't need much. And then we got to replace this one. We'll do all that next video. Oh, then we'll get up underneath of it. I'll take the exhaust back out, and we'll bang the little metal edges around there real close. Probably tack weld. Do a little tack weld, some seam sealing, undercoating, all that underneath. Make it look real nice underneath. So try to get to that next video too. There's just a lot. I spent all day. It's 5:30 and I come out here at 11. So six and a half hours of just this. It's a lot of work, guys. So anyway, it's coming along. Well, that, and then these spots here, I put a little black paint, 6 spots. And yeah, when the time comes, we're gonna sand all this real nice. It's gonna look real nice in there. Okay, so I think that's it, guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And it's rolling along. We're just in the middle of the big stuff here, with getting all this floor, and we got the seat covers coming. Well, but not for a while, but I just ordered a headliner. I'm going to take out all this plastic stuff. The only place has sun visors, new ones. They're $100 and they're black. But anyway, I got the material for the headliner. We'll take that out. Video coming up. Scrape all that crap off the backing and glue a new one on there. I ordered 2 cans of the vinyl. See, I don't know what to do about this plastic. You know, I don't think any of this is available. You know, there's holes over there. Anyway, we got to take all that off and do something with it. Can't just paint over the holes. Well, we'll figure it out. All these pieces here, this piece, we're going to paint all that. Put the new headliner in, put all that in. Oh, I forgot the interior light. Need a lens. We got to check if that works. Okay. Yeah, we just got a ton of work, guys, but it's coming along. Okay, so we'll see y'all next video, and thanks everybody for watching.